Why do some people seem to rise from nothing and eventually build wealth, while others work hard their entire lives and never escape financial struggle? Is it luck? Is it talent? Or is there something deeper that most people never learn? Every day, millions of people wake up with the same goal: to make more money, to improve their lives, to escape the stress of financial pressure. They chase opportunities, they search for shortcuts, and they hope that one day something will finally change. But for many people, that day never comes. They work harder. They try new things. They push themselves forward. Yet somehow, they always feel stuck in the same place. But more than 2,000 years ago, ancient Stoic philosophers began to observe something interesting about wealth and success. They noticed that wealth was rarely just about money. Instead, it was deeply connected to something much more powerful: the way a person thinks, the way they control their desires, and the way they discipline their daily actions. In fact, Stoics believe something that might surprise you. They believe that before someone becomes wealthy in the world, they must first become wealthy in mindset. Because money alone does not create stability. Without wisdom, money disappears. Without discipline, opportunities are wasted. Without control over desires, even the richest person can still feel poor. The Stoics saw this pattern everywhere. They saw people with great resources who destroyed their own wealth through impulsive decisions. And they also saw people who started with almost nothing, yet slowly built success through patience, discipline, and wise thinking. So they began teaching a philosophy that was not just about surviving life's difficulties, it was about mastering them. A philosophy that focused on strengthening the mind, controlling emotions, and making decisions based on long-term wisdom instead of short-term pleasure. And over time, many people discovered something incredible. When you master your mindset, you begin to change your habits. When you change your habits, you begin to change your opportunities. And when your opportunities change, your life can transform in ways you never imagined. This is why Stoic wisdom has lasted for more than 2,000 years. Because it doesn't promise quick success. It teaches something far more powerful. It teaches the principles that help people build lasting success, inner strength, and true wealth over time. And today, we are going to explore 3 Stoic principles that can help you build wealth and change the direction of your life. But pay close attention. Because the third principle is often the one that quietly separates those who struggle financially from those who eventually build lasting wealth. And once you understand it, you may begin to see money, discipline, and success in a completely different way. Everything begins with the way you approach your daily life. And this is where most people unknowingly sabotage their future. The Stoics believe discipline is the foundation of every great achievement. Most people want success, but they avoid the habits required to build it. They procrastinate. They chase distractions. They wait for motivation. But Stoics understood something different. They trained themselves to act even when they didn't feel like it. They worked when others relaxed. They studied when others wasted time. Over time, discipline compounds. And what begins as small effort eventually turns into powerful progress. This is how wealth slowly begins to grow. Before wealth appears in your bank account, it first appears in your habits. This is one of the most powerful lessons the Stoics taught. Most people believe wealth is created by a single big opportunity, a lucky investment, a great job, or a sudden breakthrough. But the Stoics saw things differently. They understood that real success is rarely built in a single moment. Instead, it is the result of small disciplined actions repeated consistently over time. In other words, wealth is not just something you earn. It is something you build daily. Many people say they want financial success, but their daily habits move them in the opposite direction. They procrastinate on important work. They spend hours on distractions. They avoid learning new skills. And slowly, without realizing it, they waste the most valuable resource they have, time. The Stoics believe time is far more valuable than money. Money can be lost and earned again. But time, once gone, never returns. This is why discipline is so important. Discipline allows you to use your time intentionally rather than letting distractions control your life. A disciplined person does not wait for motivation. They act based on commitment. They understand that motivation comes and goes, but discipline creates stability. Think about the difference between two people. One person waits until they feel inspired to work toward their goals. The other person works every day, even when they feel tired, bored, or unmotivated. Over weeks, the difference seems small. Over months, the difference becomes noticeable. But over years, the disciplined person often creates opportunities and success that the other person never reaches. This is how wealth begins to grow. Slowly, quietly, consistently. The Stoics trained themselves to embrace effort. They believed that challenges and discomfort were not enemies. They were opportunities to strengthen the mind. When you willingly do difficult things, you develop resilience. And resilience is one of the most valuable qualities for long-term success. Because the path to wealth is never completely smooth. There will be setbacks, mistakes, unexpected obstacles. But discipline allows you to continue moving forward when others give up. And this persistence often becomes the difference between those who succeed and those who quit too early. However, discipline is not something that appears instantly. It is something you build through small routines practiced every day. Here is a small daily routine inspired by Stoic principles that can help strengthen your discipline. Start your day with a few minutes of quiet reflection. Ask yourself a simple question. What is the most important thing I must accomplish today? Focus your energy on meaningful work rather than distractions. This clarity helps you begin the day with purpose. Dedicate time each day to improving your skills or working toward your goals. Even one focused hour of learning, building, or creating can compound into massive progress over time. The Stoics believe that consistent effort always beats occasional bursts of motivation. Control your distractions. Discipline also means controlling the things that steal your time. Social media, endless entertainment, and constant comparison can quietly drain your focus. A Stoic mindset encourages intentional use of your attention. Protect your time like a valuable investment. At the end of the day, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, what did I do well today? What can I improve tomorrow? This habit was practiced by many Stoic philosophers. It strengthens self-awareness and allows you to gradually improve every day. When you follow simple routines like these, something powerful begins to happen. Your habits start working in your favor. You become more focused, more consistent, more resilient. And over time, the small improvements you make each day begin to compound. This is the quiet secret behind many successful people. They did not rely on luck. They relied on disciplined habits repeated over long periods of time. So if you want to build wealth using Stoic wisdom, remember this. It begins with discipline. Not dramatic change. Not overnight success. But small daily actions that slowly transform your future. And when discipline becomes part of who you are, you begin to create opportunities that others may never even notice. But even disciplined people sometimes remain financially stuck. Why? Because there is another silent enemy of wealth, and most people never notice it. Control your desires. Society constantly encourages us to want more. Bigger houses, newer phones, more luxury. But the Stoics believed uncontrolled desire is one of the fastest paths to financial struggle. Because when your spending grows faster than your income, wealth becomes impossible. Instead, Stoics practiced simplicity. They focused on what they truly needed rather than what impressed others. And when you control your desires, something powerful happens. You begin to build financial freedom. The less you depend on unnecessary things, the more power you gain over your future. Many people believe the secret to wealth is earning more money. But the Stoics understood something deeper. They believe that wealth is not only determined by how much you earn, but by how well you control your desires. Because if your desires grow faster than your income, no amount of money will ever feel enough. You may earn more today than you did 5 years ago. Yet somehow, the stress remains. The bills increase. The pressure continues. And the feeling of financial freedom never arrives. Why? Because modern society constantly encourages us to want more. Newer phones, better cars, bigger houses, luxury lifestyles that appear glamorous but quietly create financial pressure. Many people fall into a trap known as lifestyle inflation. As their income grows, their spending grows even faster. They begin buying things not because they truly need them, but because they want to keep up with others. But the Stoics warned against this mindset long ago. They believed that uncontrolled desire is one of the greatest obstacles to both happiness and wealth. If your happiness depends on constantly acquiring more things, you will always feel like you have less. The Stoics practiced something powerful: intentional simplicity. This did not mean they rejected comfort or success. Instead, they trained themselves to appreciate what they already had and avoid unnecessary desires that created stress and dependency. When you learn to control your desires, something incredible happens. Your financial life becomes calmer and more stable. You begin to spend less energy chasing status and more energy building real security. Instead of trying to impress others, you focus on strengthening your future. This shift in mindset is incredibly powerful. Because wealth is not just about making money. It is about keeping and growing the money you earn. Many people earn high incomes yet remain financially trapped because their spending habits consume everything they make. But someone who controls their desires can slowly build freedom over time. When your needs are smaller than your income, you create space. Space to save. Space to invest. Space to build opportunities for the future. And that space becomes the foundation of financial growth. The Stoics also practiced something known as negative visualization. This means occasionally imagining life without the things you currently enjoy. It may sound unusual, but this exercise builds gratitude and reduces attachment to luxury. When you remind yourself that happiness does not depend on expensive possessions, you regain control over your desires. You begin to see that many of the things people chase are not necessary for a meaningful life. And when you no longer feel pressure to constantly upgrade your lifestyle, you gain freedom. Freedom from financial stress. Freedom from comparison. Freedom from the endless cycle of wanting more. This mindset also protects you from one of the biggest emotional traps of modern life: comparison. Social media often creates the illusion that everyone else is living a luxurious life. But much of that appearance is temporary, borrowed, or built on debt. The Stoics believe that comparing your life to others weakens your peace of mind. Instead, they encourage focusing on your own progress, your own goals, your own values. Because real wealth is not about appearing successful. It is about building stability, freedom, and peace of mind. When you control your desires, you begin to shift your focus away from consumption and toward creation. Instead of spending money on things that lose value, you begin investing in things that grow over time: knowledge, skills, and financial assets. And this is where the Stoic mindset becomes incredibly powerful. Because the less you depend on luxury and status, the easier it becomes to build real wealth. In fact, the Stoics believe something that sounds almost paradoxical. They believe that the person who needs the least is often the richest. Not because they have the most money, but because they have mastered the art of contentment. And when you combine contentment with discipline and wise decisions, something remarkable begins to happen. You stop chasing wealth blindly. And instead, you begin building it deliberately. Now here is the final Stoic wealth principle. And this one is extremely powerful. Because it changes the way you see time, effort, and success itself. Think long term. Most people want results immediately. They want success this year, sometimes even this month. But Stoics trained themselves to think in years, not days. They understood that wealth grows like a tree. It starts small. But with patience, discipline, and consistent effort, it becomes strong and powerful over time. Instead of chasing quick rewards, the Stoic focuses on steady improvement. Learning new skills. Making wise financial choices. Building habits that compound over years. And eventually, those small improvements create opportunities that others never imagined possible. That is the Stoic path to wealth. One of the biggest reasons many people struggle financially is simple. They think only about today. They want quick success, fast money, and immediate results. But the Stoics believe that real success, especially wealth, is built through long-term thinking. They train themselves to look beyond the present moment and focus on the future. Because the truth is, most valuable things in life take time to grow. A strong body takes time to build. A meaningful career takes time to develop. And wealth takes time to accumulate. But modern culture often encourages impatience. People see stories of overnight success and assume wealth appears instantly. They see someone become successful and ignore the years of quiet effort that came before it. The Stoics warned against this illusion. They believed patience and consistency are among the most powerful advantages a person can develop. When you begin thinking long-term, your decisions start to change. Instead of asking, "What will make me feel good today?" you begin asking a different question. "What will benefit my future?" This single shift in thinking can transform your life. For example, a person with short-term thinking might spend money impulsively on things that bring temporary excitement. But someone who thinks long-term asks a different question before spending. Will this decision help or hurt my future? The Stoic mindset encourages making choices based on wisdom rather than impulse. This applies not only to money but also to learning, habits, and opportunities. A Stoic invests time in gaining knowledge and developing skills. Because skills are one of the most reliable forms of long-term wealth. Money can disappear. But knowledge and ability often create new opportunities again and again. Think of wealth like planting a tree. At first, the seed seems small and insignificant. For a long time, it may appear as though nothing is happening. But beneath the surface, roots are growing. And eventually, with patience and care, that small seed becomes something strong and powerful. The same is true for wealth. Saving small amounts regularly, investing wisely, learning valuable skills, improving discipline. These actions may seem small in the moment, but over time they compound. And compounding is one of the most powerful forces in building wealth. A single smart decision may not change your life overnight, but hundreds of wise decisions made consistently can transform your future completely. The Stoics understood this principle long before modern financial systems existed. They believed that steady progress, guided by wisdom, always outperforms reckless shortcuts. And this mindset protects you from one of the most dangerous traps on the path to wealth: impatience. Many people sabotage their own progress because they want results too quickly. They jump from one opportunity to another. They chase trends. They abandon plans before those plans have time to work. But someone who thinks long-term remains calm and patient. They understand that growth is often invisible in the beginning. Instead of constantly changing direction, they stay consistent. They trust the process. And slowly, their patience begins to pay off. Long-term thinking also brings something extremely valuable: peace of mind. When you focus only on short-term results, every setback feels like a failure. But when you see life as a long journey, challenges become temporary. You understand that mistakes are part of the process of improvement. This mindset builds resilience. And resilience is essential for success in any area of life. Because no path to wealth is perfectly smooth. There will be moments of uncertainty, unexpected obstacles, times when progress feels slow. But long-term thinkers remain steady during these moments. They know that persistence eventually creates results. And over the years, this mindset quietly creates a powerful advantage. While others quit or change direction repeatedly, the patient person continues building. One day at a time. One decision at a time. One improvement at a time. Until eventually the progress that once seemed invisible becomes undeniable. This is why Stoic philosophy teaches patience as a form of strength. Because those who master patience often achieve what others believe is impossible. So if you want to build wealth using Stoic wisdom, remember this final principle. Make decisions that your future self will thank you for. Invest in knowledge. Build discipline. And allow time to do its work. Because wealth, like wisdom, grows slowly. But when nurtured with patience and consistency, it can grow far beyond what most people imagine. Remember this: wealth is not built overnight. It is not created by luck, shortcuts, or sudden breakthroughs. It is built quietly, patiently, and deliberately, one disciplined action at a time. The Stoics understood that true wealth begins in the mind. Discipline shapes your habits. Controlling your desires protects your freedom. Long-term thinking compounds small choices into lasting success. If you can master these three principles, your life will change. You will stop chasing money blindly and start building it intentionally. You will gain clarity, confidence, and control over your future. You will begin to see opportunities that others miss because your mind is focused, not distracted. But here's the most important part: philosophy alone is not enough. You must take action every day. Apply what you've learned. Build routines. Practice patience. Start today. Take one small step. Discipline yourself, control your desires, and think long-term. Over time, those small steps will compound into real wealth, the kind that lasts a lifetime. If you found this video valuable, subscribe to this channel for more Stoic wisdom. And don't forget to click the next video on your screen to continue your journey toward a stronger mind, better habits, and lasting success.